AJ, Fury, Usyk, Dillian White?
No is the answer. I mean, I think that it's a very confusing, I would say triangle, but there's four of them, you know, and quad, and, you know, Tyson Fury's a walking contradiction, right? 1 minute, he says, you're a coward, you're stepping aside, and then the next minute he's going, you're the worst businessman in the world, you've lost 90 million. Like,
why did he put that out?
I don't know, I mean,
happiness.
nothing, look, listen, the reality of the situation is, we would be willing to see a long-form agreement with a plan for AJ. Like, we're not even at that stage. Tyson Fury had the opportunity to discuss. Fury don't want to fight Usyk, in my opinion, because he had the opportunity to do it through these discussions. And really, when it came down to it, he really don't want to. What Fury wants to do is have a little easy one in March. That's what he really wants to do. Now, he's going to have to fight Dillian White. And by the way, after all this kerfuffle, he'll get beat by Dillian White. He'll get knocked out by Dillian White. But the reality is, when it really came down to it, he never wanted to fight Oleksandr Usyk. Because he could have gone straight into a fight with Oleksandr Usyk. But he didn't want to go straight into a fight with Oleksandr Usyk. But you won't ever hear that, and the public won't ever hear that. You just hear Fury on Instagram screaming and shouting with smoke and mirrors.
Those are the words of Eddie Hearn as he proclaims that Tyson Fury did not want to fight Oleksandr Usyk. And let me counterpunch. As you guys know, when Tyson Fury, again, when he beat Deontay Wilder for the third time, and I feel that was overstressed. Awesome fight, though. He had the opportunity to make the Usyk fight. That's what Eddie Hearn was referring to, okay? And what he's saying is, well, hey, if you wanted that fight, why didn't you have it then? Why didn't you make what you claim you say you want now? Okay? That's how that goes. Because it's almost like, hey, you're putting a lot of energy into talking, but then nothing's happening. You know, so whatever deal you're offering Team Usyk is not enough, because it's not enough for them to say, you know what, we're going to stop our energy, our flow from Joshua to entertain what you got going on, but what you have going on ain't enough. So that's where the standstill is. Okay, so it's between Tyson Fury or his handlers. But if a fight could be made, Deontay Wilder said it best. If a fight wants to be made, it'll be made. Because you remember Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. I mean, that fight, the first fight happened. Oleksandr Usyk fighting Tyson Fury. We've heard Tyson Fury say that I wouldn't fight Usyk. So when Eddie Hearn's saying that Tyson Fury is a walking contradiction, that's something that everybody should know. Even to the Tyson Fury diehard fans, okay? The fanatics. You guys should know that Tyson Fury will say one thing, and then the next week he'll say something that contradicts what he says. That's just normal. But for him not wanting to fight Usyk, I think he should respect what Usyk is, who Usyk is, where he holds the heavyweight division right now, and make him a proper offer. You know, and I like what Eddie Hearn said. These are things you won't really talk about and you won't say. You know, because it comes down to White. Like, okay, if it's to fight White, he could be a banana skin. He could be. You know, not saying I don't think Tyson Fury has the assets or the tools to beat Dillian White. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, when it comes down to an opponent like Dillian White, there's always a screeching halt. And I do also believe, like Eddie Hearn said, that I think Tyson Fury, if the outcome comes out with him fighting a tune-up, right, or a keep busy fight, I think that would be the easiest thing to do for Team Fury, because it's less risk. But that's natural. But you will never hear them say, hey, we want to take an easier fight, like most of the fucking people do in boxing. You know what I mean? So him saying that made a lot of sense. Great counter by Eddie Hearn. So wait for the counter from the Gypsy King, because you know there's going to be one. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunching. Peace.